Hey everybody, wanted to post a public blog video, if you will, today. It's been a while. Most of our focus has been on the Trading After Dark community, and thought I would do one today because we touched on a topic yesterday and in my private video to the team today, the topic of execution that I just thought might be a little helpful if we all sit back collectively from a public perspective and look at how we're executing. One of the notes I made, or one of the comments I made to the team, and that we've discussed over the past couple of weeks, is that we can all be very good at analysts. I think probably 95% plus of folks watching this are outstanding analysts, chartists, can read a chart, can probably even predict the market with a pretty darn good percentage. And the question then becomes, for all of us, including myself, then where's the disconnect between that read and one's P&L, if you will? And while there are many factors involved in that, it often and almost always comes down to execution, which is why there are people who are really good at analyzing, and there's people who are really good at trading, but combining the two can be very difficult because it takes two different skill sets. It takes a risk, an acceptance of risk, and the execution of a skill in terms of making sure that the mind and the fingers and everything's all lined up in the eyes together over here from a trading perspective, whereas analysis is more strategic planning, very different skill set between the two. And as we've referenced many times, golf is not a game of perfect, and other books that relate to golf and compared to trading, very difficult to be the caddy or the scorekeeper and the person actually executing the shots. And it really all does come down to execution. It all comes down to execution. You see that on the golf course, and you see that in trading. So I would challenge all of us, and one of the things that we're trying to focus on in our team going forward is that topic of execution. And I would ask everybody to take a look at your trading. How is that going? And how's your P&L going? If you feel you're reading the market right, and if your P&L is not quite there, what is not happening in that execution? Are you slicing the shots? Are you taking too many shots? I'm asking myself the same question. Are you hitting some birdies and maybe even some eagles thrown in, but are they offset by the bogeys and the double bogeys and the frustrated shots where you're in the woods and you try to bang it out and you hit the tree and you turn a possible 4 or 5 into a 6 or 7? And then you're constantly playing catch up, and your P&L is more grinding, churning, maybe drawing down consistently, or maybe just treading water. All comes down to execution. So I would challenge everybody to look at what you can do. I don't have any magic bullets here. All I can do is share with you when I get into trouble and when I'm trading well. And when I'm trading well, it's a series of, using the golf analogy again, par, par, birdie, bogey, par, birdie, birdie, eagle, birdie, par, bogey, par, eagle. That's really what I've preached, for lack of a better term, in terms of the times that I've worked with many of you. Win a little, lose a little, win a little, win a lot, and just continue that cadence over and over again. And that comes down to execution. It comes down to staying away from at least to the extent possible. You're going to have 4 or 5 horror days over the course of the year, but staying away as much as possible from those frustrating times, from the overswinging. And again, this is a topic that we're working on within our team right now, to get everybody with that constant cadence, the constant vision, the common vision and constant vision, but then the executions that make that happen. And so I would challenge all of you to take a look at that. We're trying to focus our content, our thinking, anytime we're yakking over the course of a day or in our evening wrap sessions, at executions. What can we do? What can you do? What can you do to improve on that part of your game? I'm going to keep this fairly short today, but I thought that content or topic was important to have some discussion amongst the broader public. And if you have thoughts or if you have ideas in terms of what you have done or what you can do in terms of tightening up that execution, tightening up that swing. We're all going to swing a little bit differently. Everybody does. Nobody's cut from this exact same cloth, but there are going to be some very common similarities. Follow through, for example, is important in any type of swing. Right. The follow-through, as many of you know, and I'm not a golfer, so forgive me for stretching here a little bit. From what I understand, the follow-through can very often detect or predict where that ball is going to go in terms of where the club is pointing. And I would encourage all of us to look at that follow-through in our own trading. We talk about executions. We also should talk about the beginning of the swing and the end of the swing. Because the follow-through is what is often lacking in terms of all of us who tend to cut gains quickly. All of us we have the ball teed up. The swing is just there, and we've got the first part of it nailed. We've got the read of the wind and the dog leg. We know where it's going to go, and so we start off with such great intentions. But we look at the end of the day, and where's the birdie? Where's the birdie? Where's the eagle? And it comes down to execution. It comes down to follow through. Are we holding to target? I'm asking myself the same question. Are we holding to target? Holding to target? Holding to target? Certainly if there's a bit of, we talked about Friday's trade a little bit where you had a bit of a range thing going. It was very much TMAR if you were trading it early on, and then going with the IB break, initial bounce break, and trading it to target. Something that we're trying to focus on in our team. And I would encourage all of you to look at your own trading and see where that's going. Is it that follow through? Is that the one tweak you've got to make in your own trading to start getting that golf score, that golf card, where you expect it to be, where maybe it was once at one point in time, or where you believe it can be in the future. Remember, past performance is not indicative of future results, including the fact that if you have not been trading well recently, that does not need to continue. That it is not indicative necessarily of tomorrow and the time beyond. I love to turn that phrase, which is so risk averse in this industry. Past performance is not indicative of future results. That is very true. But too many times we look at the risk side of that. We don't look at the opportunity side of that. Let's take a chance. Let's take a risk in our lives. Let's take that opportunity, because those are the people that are going to be successful. So is it your execution? Is it your follow through? Food for thought for the weekend. Take care. Till next time. Bye.